I thought my life was perfect. My name is Adil, and for 10 years I believed I had built a solid marriage with my wife, Hania. We met in university, fell in love, and got married despite our families having differences. I worked hard to give her everything she ever dreamed of, a beautiful house, luxury, and security. I trusted her completely, but I never imagined that one day, the same woman I loved would betray me so deeply, and my revenge would end up making headlines. It all began when Hania started working late. She claimed her company had landed a big project, and she needed to stay extra hours. At first, I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She was my wife. But soon the signs became impossible to ignore. She spent more time on her phone, her passwords suddenly changed, and she became overly protective of her privacy. Still, I kept quiet, thinking maybe I was overthinking. Then one night, while she was working late, I got a call from my friend Zayan, who happened to work near her office. He said, "Adil, I think you should know, I just saw Hania with a guy. They weren't working. They were at a rooftop restaurant holding hands." My heart stopped, but instead of confronting her immediately, I decided to investigate. Over. The next few weeks, I secretly hired a private investigator. Within days, I received photos and videos confirming my worst fear. Hania was having an affair with a man named Danish, one of her colleagues. But what shattered me wasn't just the cheating. It was their plan. Through recorded conversations, I learned that Hania and Danish were planning to run away together to Dubai. They were going to sell her jewelry, drain my savings, and take $30,000 from our joint account to start a new life. My hands trembled with rage, but I forced myself to stay calm. I wasn't going to scream, fight, or cry. No, I was going to end this once and for all. I spent the next 2 weeks preparing my revenge meticulously. I withdrew most of the money from our joint account, leaving just enough for her to think her plan was safe. Then I gathered every piece of evidence, her chat screenshots, bank transfer attempts, her emails, and recordings of her conversations with Danish. I even contacted a friend who worked in immigration at the airport to make sure I knew exactly when they planned to fly out. On the day they were supposed to leave, I played the perfect husband. I kissed Hania goodbye in the morning as she said she was heading to work. But instead of going to the office, she went straight to the airport with Danish. Meanwhile, I called the police, handed over my evidence, and told them Hania and Danish were attempting to commit financial fraud and theft. When they reached the airport check-in counter, just minutes away from boarding their flight, the police surrounded them. Hania froze and Danish tried to run but was tackled instantly. The entire scene was caught on CCTV. The officers found jewelry worth millions and several forged documents in Hania's bag, proving their intent to escape illegally. I didn't stop there. I made sure the rest of my family and hers were at my house that evening. When everyone was gathered, I played a video compilation on the TV, photos of Hania and Danish together, audio clips of their plans, and the CCTV footage of their arrest. The room was silent, except for Hania's mother crying hysterically. 2 days later, I filed for divorce. Thanks to the solid evidence, I won the case swiftly. Hania got nothing, no money, no property, no jewelry. Danish lost his job and faced criminal charges. Their reputations were destroyed. Months later, I rebuilt my life. I focused on myself, my work, and my peace. People still talk about the day Hania and Danish were arrested at the airport. It became a story everyone in our circle knew. And every time I think about it, I don't feel regret. I gave her my love, my trust, and my loyalty. She gave me betrayal. In return, I gave her justice, the brutal kind.